We often picture the Buddha's path to enlightenment as one of extreme, painful effort. We see him starving himself, pushing his body and mind to their absolute limits in the forest, a path of grim determination and self-denial. And he did do that for 6 long years. But it didn't work. His true breakthrough, the turning point that led directly to his awakening, wasn't born from more suffering. It was born from a memory of a moment from his childhood, sitting under a rose apple tree, where he spontaneously fell into a state of profound, blissful, and clear-minded concentration. He realized in a flash that this wholesome pleasure was not something to be feared or avoided. It was the very path itself. He had just remembered the first jhana. This pivotal story points to a deep and often debated part of the Buddhist path, the role of the jhanas. What are these powerful states of meditative absorption? And the big question for practitioners today, are they absolutely necessary for attaining enlightenment? The jhanas can sound esoteric, like a spiritual superpower reserved for only the most accomplished yogis in remote caves. Is there any hope for the rest of us, living busy, modern lives, to even approach such a state? Welcome to the Mindful Compass. Today, we're going to demystify the jhanas. We'll explore what these states are, drawing from the earliest scriptures. Then, we will carefully examine the different views on whether they are an essential ingredient for liberation, or one of several valid approaches to the final goal. So, what are these jhanas that the Buddha remembered as the key to his path? The word jhana literally means to contemplate, or, more poetically, to burn up. And what it burns up are the 5 primary obstacles to a clear mind, known as the 5 hindrances: sensual desire, ill will, mental sluggishness, restlessness, and doubt. When these hindrances are temporarily abandoned, the mind can settle into states of profound concentration and unification. The early texts describe a progression of 4 primary jhanas, each more subtle and refined than the last. Think of it as a ladder of increasing tranquility. In the first jhana, the mind is filled with a vibrant joy and pleasure born of seclusion from the hindrances. It's a state of immense relief and happiness, yet the mind is still active with thought. Climbing to the second jhana, those initial thoughts fade away. The mind becomes supremely confident and unified, and the joy and pleasure grow even stronger, now born of pure concentration itself. In the third jhana, the more energetic quality of joy subsides, leaving behind a deep, peaceful, and all-pervading pleasure, accompanied by a powerful equanimity. The mind is perfectly mindful and content. Finally, in the fourth jhana, even that subtle pleasure fades away, replaced by a state of pure, pristine equanimity and one-pointedness. The mind is utterly still, bright, and unshakable, neither pleased nor displeased. It is in this state of profound stability that the mind is considered a perfect instrument, ready to see reality with transformative clarity. This brings us to the great debate. Are these states necessary for enlightenment? This is not a question with a simple yes or no answer, as different approaches are recognized within the tradition itself. One path, let's call it the Jhāna Path, holds that developing these deep states of absorption is the standard and most reliable way. The argument is that to cut through the deeply ingrained delusion of self, you need an exceptionally powerful and stable mind, like a concentrated laser beam. The deep calm and power of the jhanas provide that laser. The Buddha himself used the fourth jhana as the launching pad for his own awakening. However, Another approach is also recognized, often called the dry insight path. This view suggests that while some practitioners develop these full absorptions, others can attain liberation by cultivating powerful moment-to-moment insight on the foundation of a lesser, though still significant, degree of concentration. This is often called access concentration, a state strong enough to keep the 5 hindrances at bay, but without full immersion. Think of it this way. To cross a great river, some may build a powerful ferry that can carry them across with great stability. That's the Jhāna Path. Others may be able to cross by skillfully navigating a series of sturdy stepping stones. That's the dry insight path. What is essential and agreed upon by all is that the mind must be collected and purified to a point where the 5 hindrances are not active. The real key is a mind free enough from agitation to do the profound work of insight. The debate, then, is about just how deep that state of calm needs to be. This is all fascinating, but let's be realistic. Most of us are not full-time monastics in a forest. What does this mean for someone meditating for 20 minutes a day before the kids wake up, or trying to find a moment of peace on their lunch break? The answer is profoundly liberating. For us, the focus shouldn't be on the destination of full jhana, but on the direction of the path that leads there. And that path is the gradual, patient work of weakening the 5 hindrances in our daily lives. This is where the rubber meets the road. Every time you sit down to practice and your mind immediately craves a more interesting distraction, your phone, a snack, a daydream, you are working with the first hindrance of sensual desire. When you feel frustration at a noise outside, or irritation with your own bad meditation, you are meeting the second hindrance of ill will. When your head starts to nod and a pleasant fog of sleepiness descends, you are working with sloth and torpor. When your mind is buzzing with future plans or past regrets, a frantic to-do list of the mind, you are meeting restlessness and worry. And when a voice whispers, "This is pointless, it's not working, I can't do this," you are meeting the 5th hindrance of doubt. The path to jhana isn't a mystical flight to another reality. It is paved with these ordinary moments of recognizing a hindrance and gently, kindly returning your attention to the breath. The real value for most of us lies in learning this landscape of our own minds. To make this practical, here is a simple instruction for your next meditation. Let's call it being the gentle detective. The next time you sit, let go of any goal to achieve a special state. Your only job is to notice the 5 hindrances when they visit. When you recognize one, instead of fighting it or judging yourself, just softly and kindly name it in your mind. Ah, this is restlessness. Oh, there's some doubt. Hello again, drowsiness. The goal is not to vanquish them, but simply to recognize them as impersonal, passing energies. Each time you recognize a hindrance without getting swept away by its story, you are weakening its power. You are choosing clarity. You are doing the work. So, are the jhanas necessary for enlightenment? Whether they are an absolute requirement for all or one of several powerful routes to the summit, the underlying lesson is the same. A mind that is calm, collected, and free from agitation is the mind that can see itself and the world with liberating wisdom. You do not need to experience deep bliss to be on the right path. Every single time you choose to return to the present moment, you are cultivating the exact same qualities of mind that, when fully developed, blossom into jhana. The Buddha's memory under that tree was not of a superhuman feat. It was a memory of a natural, wholesome potential for peace and clarity that exists within every one of us. Which of the 5 hindrances do you find is the most frequent visitor in your practice? Sharing your experience in the comments can help all of us feel a little less alone on this journey. If this exploration was helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the Mindful Compass. Thank you for practicing with me. May you find joy in the path of cultivation. And may you be patient and kind with your own beautiful mind.